Welcome back. Look around the region right now, largely sitting in the low 90s. Plenty of sunshine. You can see that sun is beginning to set around the region. Again, each day about 2 minutes shorter than the previous one in regards to the amount of daylight that we are losing throughout the month of September. So again, radar is quiet. We zoom on out and there's a little bit of activity going on in North Georgia. They're probably going to see some overnight storm activity around the Atlanta area as this cold front is approaching. But we zoom out even further. We'll go ahead and switch on our lovely national radar here and get a nice view of where we're seeing a lot more activity, mainly over in the Magnolia State, but also down into Louisiana some as well. So we're going to be keeping our eye on this as it moves our way, expecting those storms to start firing up in middle Georgia during the middle of the day tomorrow. We did get above average last night. It was, again, cooler than I thought it was going to be, though. I had a low at 66 last night, got down to 63, meaning that the models were once again off, this time by close to 6 to 8 degrees around the region. That's not a little bit. 95, our high for today, that is 9 above the average of 86. We'll stay in the 90s a little while longer, but should start getting back to the 80s before long, and probably going to get in the 70s around 10 p.m. So 67 is what I'm thinking for tonight, which is going to, again, look like the cold spot in the region. It won't be. I don't think we're going to be seeing very many 70s overnight tonight. The clouds are just not going to really be here yet for many of us. That's going to act like a blanket overnight tomorrow night, where we may see lows that are similar to what you're on your screen right now, but we should largely be in the upper 60s. We're going to ignore this spot right here. Ignore it. We'll be touching on that in a second. 80% odds for Invest 94L to develop. Why am I saying disregard this spot? Because Tropical Storm Humberto has formed. And you can see, look at this, right? Very slow moving. There's a lot of uncertainty here. There's just so much uncertainty. How's it going to interact with Invest 94L? How's it going to interact with the cold front that is bringing us these storms as we go through tomorrow and Friday? All right, keep your eye on that front. Moves in pretty quickly heading into Thursday afternoon, and then suddenly it starts to stall out, which is going to lead to more rain chances for us on Friday. Then we get a new low that develops over the Peach State in South Carolina. That can interact with both of those, Humberto as well as Invest 94L. It's just very, very messy and hard to really predict, hey, where are these things going to go, especially 94L. And that's the one that we got to keep our eyes on. There's much better chance that Humberto ends up staying out to sea, but with all these lows, it's going to be very funky with how Invest 94L ends up behaving. It could go out to sea. It could maybe go into Florida. It could maybe graze up into Virginia. There's so many possibilities here. We just got to keep our eye on it as we move forward. Bring it back to that cold front. Level 1 threat for the entire region tomorrow. That is in regards to straight line winds, which would likely be accompanied with the heaviest downbursts of rain. So that's what we are expecting tomorrow afternoon. Overnight tonight, again, I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of cloud cover. So that's why I'm thinking these are very conservative with the lows. And remember also, the nights are longer than the days now. So we should largely be in the upper 60s, maybe even some mid 60s as we head out the door tomorrow morning. Now for the highs tomorrow, we're going to largely be the upper 80s in the northern counties and the lower 90s further south. Notice how these storms get going in the middle of the day, and then it's just off and on with those throughout the rest of the evening. Clouds do not clear out tomorrow night. They stay around acting like a blanket, which is going to make most of our lows out the door Friday morning in the upper 60s and the lower 70s. And because that front stalls out, we continue to see southwesterly wind Friday afternoon, and we get another round of those storms, which may affect your Friday evening plans, whether you're going out on the town, whether you want to go to one of the local high school football games. But as of now, no severe expected for Friday. A level 1 cannot be ruled out as we move forward, though I'll have your extended forecast in 10 seconds. Your 41 NBC AccuWeather 7-day forecast is brought to you by Volume Chevrolet. So we got some really good storm chances next couple of days. Friday could be more of a throughout the day thing, whereas tomorrow is going to start in the mid-afternoon. But the odds have dropped for us on Saturday down 20%. A couple of wraparound showers on the backside of that low are possible. And the forecast looks good into next week. I do want to say one thing on that note though, all right? While we are expecting fall weather heading into October, if Invest 94L should start to head towards the Peach State, that will absolutely alter that forecast.